I'll debunk the Timothy Heller allegations. Please watch till the end for better clarification. Let's start with Timothy Heller's evidence. First, photo evidence. The first was a photo of Melanie during what Timothy described as the sleepover in question. This picture was included in a Newsweek interview and supposedly captured the night of the alleged abuse. Second, iCloud evidence. The second was a video from Timothy's iCloud camera roll, which she posted on Twitter in December 2017, later deleted. She claimed it showed photos and videos from around the time of the sleepover, reinforcing her timeline. Let's go over Melanie's statements. In December 4, 2017, Melanie released her first statement, denying the allegations. Due to her anxiety, her message was misinterpreted online. Many quoted her saying, "She never said no," but the full quote was actually, "She never said no to what we chose to do together." This distinction is important. The word chose implies mutual consent. December 9, 2017, Melanie released a second statement, "I would never be intimate with someone without their absolute consent." Despite this clear statement, many continue to misquote Melanie to fit a narrative portraying her as admitting guilt, which is not supported by her actual words. Now, let's get into the timeline controversy. Timothy said the alleged incident happened over 2 nights, June 24th and June 25th, 2015. However, social media posts and iCloud data show Melanie and Timothy actually met on June 26, 2015, which contradicts Timothy's dates. The photo used as evidence by Timothy, supposedly from the night of June 25th, was actually posted on May 6, 2015. Melanie was documented in New York on June 25th, making it impossible for her to have a sleepover in Los Angeles on that date. Timothy's timeline seems to combine events from multiple sleepovers into one, making it hard to pinpoint the exact dates or incident. On December 8, 2017, Timothy did an Instagram live addressing the conflicting dates but still maintained the 2-night timeline, which doesn't hold up against the evidence greater than.
Okay, like I said about the dates, I'm fucking human, and the only reason I said the 25th is because there's a picture that I remember taking the day after that I tweeted on the 26th. But maybe I tweeted it, you know?
We'll get into more details in a few moments, but let's clear the Valentine's Day Lovers Kit. The Newsweek article described a game they played during the sleepover called the Valentine's Day Lovers Kit, involving dice and a blindfold to determine actions. This game was never mentioned in Timothy's original letter, making its inclusion later a bit confusing. Some speculate that the parts of Timothy's statement about Melanie asking for permission to touch her arms happened during this game, but this is unconfirmed and speculated. Now let's go back to the photo evidence. The photo caption in Newsweek said Melanie was playing the sexual game Heller says she took way too seriously, dated June 25th, 2015, but the photo was actually posted months earlier on May 6, 2015, verified by Hair Color and Instagram archives. There were multiple sleepovers between Melanie and Timothy over 2015, at least 3 known dates. This undermines the claim that the incident happened during a single sleepover on June 24th, 25th. Now let's go over the iCloud issues. She claimed the iCloud was messed up, which was supposed to explain the confusing dates. However, some photos in the video, like a June 21st pool party picture, appear dated June 24th because the photo was saved or shared later. Also, these photos are proof that Timothy's iCloud was actually working just fine. Let's talk about friendship and weed usage. Melanie and Timothy became friends in early 2014, before Melanie's Dollhouse tour in June 2014. Timothy stated that she was forced by Melanie into smoking. But based on this interview, it doesn't make sense.
The first time that you smoked weed, I'm like, what happened?
I was just with my friend, and I was very against smoking weed, I was not about it. And then I don't know, I was with my friend, and we were just in her boyfriend's room, and he had a bong. She had a bong in his room or whatever, and I was I don't know, I just smoked weed. It was I don't know, I just tried it, and I had never tried it before, and I just didn't get high at all. So yeah, that was it was a very lame experience. It wasn't cool. There was no real story.
This friend Melanie is referring to could be Timothy. This is proof.
If you're making a vine where I'm pointing to a bong. There it is, a bong. There it is.
Friendship ending in public interaction. Melanie stopped being friends with Timothy, likely in early 2017, following advice from a personal healer or psychic. Timothy initially claimed they stopped being friends in 2016, but posts from 2017 show they were still in contact. We shall also discuss this post that is probably about Melanie Martinez. Also the fact that Timothy's private account was once leaked. This is the content that was leaked. This shows that Timothy literally had a hate page about Melanie, which is really toxic and unnecessary. We also have proof of Timothy being very rude about Melanie's relatives, making assumptions. Timothy stated in 2015 after the alleged assault happened that she was the healthiest and happiest person ever. Also, Timothy supporters claim the fact that Timothy only speaks out about it because of Earthlings are crybabies. This is Timothy in 2020.
I was abused and everyone decided to believe my rapist and he's literally not funny at all.
Okay, but if Timothy is lying, what about Madeline? Madeline never claimed herself as a victim, but people often seem to just ignore that. Also, we have to keep in mind that neither Madeline or Globlamp are reliable sources, since they come from the same group, and Madeline also made toxic comments about Melanie having no real friends. What Maddie Karina is trying to do is convince people that being a bad friend or a bad person is synonym with being a sexual abuser, which is a false analogy fallacy, the assumption that two things share multiple similarities simply because they have one thing in common. You can find Jackie's name on the Crybaby credits. Neither Timothy or Maddie was mentioned in the acknowledgements. Another detail is that in the day Piggyback was released, Jackie uploaded by Instagram stories an old picture of her with Melanie showing her support. Jackie being one of Melanie's bestest friends since kindergarten. How the sexual encounter between Melanie and Timothy could have actually been consensual.
Whose house was it at? I remember someone asking me that. Was it at
Melanie's house.
You were staying there?
Yes, my boyfriend was out of town.
Oh, her boy. So she was dating someone when it happened?
Both of our boyfriends were out of town. Yes, we both had boyfriends.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question just out of my own pure curiosity. Was she dating Miles at the time, or was it someone else?
She was dating Miles.
Oh shit! God, I did not know that.
He said he wouldn't care.
Timothy was aware that Miles knew that Melanie had feelings for her. Both Melanie and Timothy had prior dialogues about having sex. Before engaging in a sexual activity together, this could very well indicate that their encounter during the sleepover was planned, consensual. Melanie's wasn't supportive of Timothy's career. That's actually wrong. Melanie literally had Timothy's band dresses as opener for her Crybaby shows. Timothy was stating how her address and numbers were leaked, but Timothy supporters also doxed her old home address and were sending letters to her record label harassing them to end her contract. That's all for now. Thank you for the attention.